What's going on, Tay Tay? Welcome, welcome. Yes. Welcome, 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 everybody, to Pour It On with Juancho. You can find us every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pour It On is a show where artist experience doesn't matter. All you need is your will to learn, paint, create, and have fun. On Pour It On, you'll follow along with myself with the pouring techniques that I've selected for this week's show. Iconic painter Bob Ross said, "We don't make mistakes, just happy little accidents. So let's pour it on and see what we can create." I'm your host, Juancho, and this is this week's canvas. If you guys were here last week, we did a part two to another part in our NFL series that we've been doing the last month or so here now. We did a swipe pour for that one. And today we're gonna do two different pouring techniques. We're going to do a Dutch pour, and we're going to do also a swipe as well. I do have a piece of painter's tape right here to kind of separate what I'm doing here, because I'm going to have certain colors on this side of the tape and certain colors on this. Well, they'll both be on each side, but there's going to be one specific color that's going to dominate on each side, if that makes more sense. So with that being said, we're going to tap into getting our paint mixed up, and let's talk about the colors that we have here today. We had a request for Miami Dolphins, so shout out to the Miami Dolphins fans out there in the stream. So we got our aqua, we have an orange, and we have a deep marine blue, and it's called Ink Spot. So these are the colors that we're going to use to incorporate in today's piece. Get some, looks like I got a piece of resin there on the canvas, and I got my cups here. So you need a cup for each color, you guys. And then you need your pouring medium. I like to use Floetrol. It develops better cells, in my opinion. I've used multiple different colors, but that seems to be the one that comes out the best to me. So with that being said, I'm going to get some colors started here, y'all. And I'm gonna go ahead and start with our aqua. Let me shake it up real quick. Take this. I'll go ahead and take our lid off because it's got a plastic piece here, and that's a little wrapped underneath there. So had I known that, I would have pre-taken these off. But nevertheless, this is the cards that we dealt. I'm not gonna worry about. I'm just gonna go ahead and pour in. This is a 2-ounce bottle of acrylic paint, y'all. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put some in our cup here, because that's gonna be one of our primary colors. All right. A little bit got down the side there, that's okay. And then we're gonna go with, I think we're gonna go with the orange. That's our next color. I'm just gonna fill up this bottom here. Let's see here. So that first line is 2 ounces. I'm roughly putting about an ounce in here. And these bottles are 2 ounces, so it just kind of gives you an idea of how much paint we're going to be using of each one of these colors. If you guys are just tapping in, this is Poured on a Juancho. You can find us every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys haven't missed much. We're just getting our colors mixed up. Shook up our Floetrol there. Take our popsicle stick out the way. And okay, so we're gonna move that up to that 3, the line right before 4. Not all the line, every 2 numbers is marked out on here. And if you guys were here at the last episode, I started using silicone cups instead of the just regular solo cups. You can reuse them over and over. You don't have to worry about them breaking once you go to clean the paint out of it. This is not really fluid, but that's okay. We'll get it fluid. Go ahead and put this into our aqua. Again, we're going up to 3. So we're doing 2 ounces of Floetrol to 1 ounce of paint. And we're just mixing that up thoroughly, you guys. You don't want to see any of the white from the Floetrol. And it will leave like little white swirls in there too as well. So you'll know it's mixed well when you don't see that. And scrape from the bottom as well, because if you don't scrape off the bottom, then it'll just settle the paint. Got 2 of our colors. Mixed up really well. And then I got some regular plastic cups because my other silicone cups have a little bit of resin still in them, and I don't want to get that into the paint. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use these 2 for our primary colors, and then I'm gonna use these plastic ones for our complementary colors. Let me see. I don't really like that one. I'll probably use very little, like a half an ounce of that blue. I think this blue is more what I'm looking for. Yeah, there we go. So I'm not putting much of this in there. Probably gonna use about a half an ounce of that. Put a little bit more. There. There we go. And I'm gonna put it up to the 1.5 because that would be 2 parts, y'all. So we got our popsicle stick. And no, you don't have to eat ice cream to get the popsicle sticks. You can just buy them at the store. You know, a few people that tend to ask that question, but it's all good. They sell them at the craft store, the dollar store. anywhere you can get crafting supplies. And you want the paint to be that warm honey syrup like consistency, so it's just running off the popsicle stick, y'all. Got that one. And I think I'm gonna hold off on this blue and not necessarily use it in the pour. Actually, I will. I'll do another. I'm not gonna use much of it. It's not the blue that I expected it to be, but it'll kind of like complement it a little bit, I guess. There. Let's took a couple of globs out of it. Got that. I'm just gonna put it up to the 0.5 and then mix it up. So yeah, the color might lighten up, you guys, if you're doing your mixing. Don't fret, keep mixing it a little bit. If you have to add a little bit of if you have to add a little bit more paint in it, do so. Always add your parts in small moderations when you're going to add to your mix. You don't want to. It's easier to balance it out, and you don't want to over liquefy it or make the pour paint too thick as well. Because if it's too thick, then it's not going to really spread that much. And this orange looks like it's pretty good. All right. And then we have our white. Which I already have mixed up, but I'm just going to pour it in this cup and then I'm going to stir it thoroughly, make sure that we good. Really good. All right. So after we get our paint all mixed up, then we're gonna add our acrylic lubricant oil. As I said, our white was already pre-mixed from last week's show, and it's already ready for us. For our larger cups, I'm gonna add about 3 decent drops. And do about 1 of that. I'll do 2 for that and 1 for that. All right. And then we're just gonna give it one more mix so that the lubricant oil is mixed through the paint. Okay. Yeah. Can mix it up just a little bit more, just so it doesn't have that little bit of clump or whatever that I had in there that kind of just plopped. Our aqua looks really good, so just give that a couple stirs. And then our blue here. All right. I believe we got all of our colors ready. Now we can go to pour it on the canvas. I'm gonna add a little bit more white to this cup just because I know we're gonna need it. And that's one of the main colors as well, so it's not gonna hurt. Some of the colors are more of an accent. Like the orange is really an accent color typically, but we're gonna make it a dominant in this situation. So I'm gonna start on the side where the bowl is, as far as our paint goes. Yeah, just gonna pour this around our bowl. Okay, and take our painting knife and spread that out. All right. And the reason why the bowl is there is I want to get as little paint as possible underneath this bowl area because I want it to have a circle there. That's where the actual Dolphins logo is going to go. It's being incorporated into the circle. So in the meantime, between time, I'm going to go ahead and get this aqua spread out. All right. Lubricant oil out the way so I can get that nice and I'm trying not to move it as much as possible. I don't think I've really moved it, but we'll see once it's all done. If a little gets underneath, I'm not worried about it, y'all, because it will be covered up by the actual logo when we go to part two. My main mission is just to get this turquoise here. And I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit right there. And I might have to mix up a little bit more, and that's all right. I just want to make sure we got this side is good. All right. So we got side one done. Now we're going to come with the side two, which is going to be our orange. It's going to be our orange. I'm definitely going to have to probably mix a little bit more of the orange just so that we can do our Dutch pour. Move our paints out the way. Some of these are kind of in the way. Get myself a seat, if you don't mind. I get this. And the objective is to get the whole canvas covered. So it's got these two colors, y'all. There's the main. All right. Now we can spread the orange out this way. We got it up to the line. Oops, I got a little bit in the paint there. Wasn't trying to do that. No mistakes. And I got my canvas raised a little bit so that the paint doesn't collect underneath and leave a thick layer of paint that needs to dry. As that tends to be the issue sometimes when it's stuck to the drop cloth. And I could probably make this paint just a little bit more fluid. Probably would have spread just a little bit better. But that's all right. If you guys are just tuning in, this is Poured on Juancho. You can find us every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You have not missed much. We've mixed our paint colors today. We got an orange, we got a aqua, we got a marine blue, and then we got another one called ink plot or ink dot or something like that. But it's another variation of blue. And I'm going to keep on pulling this out if I can. All right, pour a little bit more of this orange on the canvas, y'all. So we can get this covered. And then I'm gonna have to mix one more batch of the orange because I need it to use on the teal, which is all right. That's okay. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. We got it. Yeah. Right now, I am trying to get this orange to spread. If it was a little bit more fluid, I wouldn't be having as much issues with it, but that's okay. We'll get it to the edge, and then we'll add our other colors. And then those spots where you guys see like it's kind of dragged down to the canvas, don't worry about it. We're gonna all of that's gonna get tucked in. Nice. I just really need this as my base. Just need it as my base. All right. I think we got orange most of the way across. I think we got it. All right. So we got our orange there. All right. I'm gonna have to mix just a little bit more. Again, we're gonna probably put probably like a half an ounce this time, just because we don't need much. We need it more so to accent. I just got a little glob, and then I'm gonna pour some of our medium in there. And get our orange mixed up. Okay. And I'm scraping off the edges to get the excess to mix in with that was from the previous mix that we did. Get it all to mix in together. A nice little even mix. All right. So now with that said, I'm gonna come down the middle of this side of our orange side, and I'm gonna put our white in the middle here. Okay, got white. I'm gonna come, actually, let's use our turquoise, or aqua, I'm sorry, our aqua, and we're gonna put that straight down the middle of our white. Okay. And then we're going to take a little bit of the orange and get that to go down the center of that. Okay. And I'm going to take this blue, put that down the middle of that. You guys are just tapping in. This is Poured on Juancho. You can catch us every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're putting our paint on canvas right now. And so far, we've added our 2 primary colors to each side, and I did not mean to do that, but that's all right. Now I'm going to take a line of this blue, and I'm just going to put a line going down each side of the white. All right. So now that we got our colors poured on each side, we're going to do our swipe first. So I'm going to get the alcohol. I'm going to take the alcohol. And I'm going to make sure we get this wet. Is this long enough? It's about long enough. long enough. Now you could do it in sections, or you could do it as one piece, or however you decide to pull your colors when you do your pull. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no set way that you have to do it. I think if you were here last week's episode, I took it and did it in increments. I missed a spot. What spot did I miss? Behind the bow? Okay, I'll get it. I'll get it. So I'm trying to pull this from the middle, so I'm gonna try to get it to lay down from there. And let's see here. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, I'll get it after this because I still have to come back with the blow dryer. So we'll be all right. We will be okay. And I didn't quite get the center of this one, so I'm gonna go back over the pool and try to get more so the stuff in the center. There we go. Hopefully that will pull. All right. Coming back through with the orange one more time so I can get the top side, y'all. And the blue will come this way. All right. And then we got this other blue. And let me add just a little bit of white just outside of this so that we can see that pull up. I like it's like a teal one. Okay. Let me get a little bit of this teal. There we go. All right, so we're gonna take the same thing, dip it in rubbing alcohol on the bottom of the napkin. Let it get saturated. Roll it. And then we're gonna lay it like that and pull it. take the same thing and the next one. Same thing. Gotta let it lay down so that you can drag your paints across the other colors. All right. So got our center part there. Should have my torch. I will try to generate some of those cells a little bit better. But they are working out okay. Working out okay. I'm gonna mix up this orange a little bit. They said that there was some of the white still showing on the back side of the canvas. My apologies. All right. Now, I'm gonna let the orange kind of run down the bowl a little bit, y'all, because I want it to get close to the edge. I know you guys probably like, why are you doing that? But you'll get it. You'll get it. Got this one area over here. Let me try to scrape our orange. We don't need much. Just gotta get this side right here. All right, and then I'm gonna use just a little bit of our other blue, and that's gonna do it. Before I do use our blow dryer, which is gonna be for our Dutch pour. The blow dryer is to manipulate the paint with air, and that is what we got going on. All right, so we got all our paint on here, y'all. And now I'm going to take the blow dryer and blow the paint outwards so that let me move this off. Maybe I can blow it a little bit better with the bowl off. Ooh, hold on a second. It's a lot easier with rubber gloves when you're dealing with paint, but see if I can grab it with this paper towel. Maybe not. I'm gonna have to leave it. All right, so we're just gonna keep trying to blow it with the air dryer, the air blow dryer, y'all. Okay, with that said and done, we are now going to add the torch to it so that some of these cells can go ahead and develop a little bit better. So the idea is to kind of get more so the white in the middle, so when we go to add our lettering and things like that, it'll pop more so. Um, I know everybody's probably looking at it like, okay, well, how you gonna make that into what you're talking about? That's why you gotta come next week's episode to see how the finished product looks, because I know it's could be concerning looking at something and you don't understand the artist's mind. These cells over here are developing nicely. And the heat's just gonna pop those air bubbles. It's gonna help those cells develop a little bit better. Help them develop a little bit better. And once this dries, then we'll be able to take off our bowl and whatnot, so that we can add our details and things like that. But if you guys are just tuning in, this is Poured On with Juancho. You can find us every Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are now at the point of the show that I like to call our Q&A show and tell. So the question is, can you tell us why you chose the color selection and what these colors represent to you? So like I stated at the beginning of the show, we are in our football NFL series. We've done the Saints, we've done the Chiefs. We got a request for the Dolphins, so that's why we have the Dolphins colors here today. I have it on a panel. It's I believe 16 by 30 or 12 by 30. I'm sorry, panel here. So it's gonna be a pretty long piece, y'all. We're gonna put our Dolphins logo within the contents underneath this bowl. We're gonna put the writing for Dolphins over here, and add a few other things. So that's why we chose today's colors, and that's what they represent. We are in our football series, and it's for the Miami Dolphins. We got aqua, we got our marine blue, and we got our orange and white to complement it. If you could title, there is no need really to title this one, because I said again, it's just basically a memorabilia piece for a Dolphins fan. So all you fans out there, whether it be NFL, NBA, MLB, MLS, whatever it is, and if it's not that, it could be a comic character or anything else. If you're interested in a custom piece, make sure you tap into my Instagram. The link is in my bio. Just send me a DM, tell me what it is that you're looking for, and then we can discuss things from there. Um, now that you completed the painting, what was your favorite part about it, and what would you change? I always like doing the swipes. I like the way the cells create. I like the image that it gives, especially when you swipe from the middle outward. So I'm always a fan of that. I like that. I like how the orange is complementary to the colors. I'm more so excited to see how everything comes together on the next episode, and especially to see how the peach dries, so that we can see what those cells look like and how we can manipulate the image to get it to our liking. I also do like the cells over here on this side of the piece as well. And like I said, I had split it, not necessarily down the middle. It's probably a third orange to the third aqua, or to 2/3 orange to a third aqua, which is what I was going for. so that we can have those colors kind of go together. Once I remove this tape, I'm probably going to do like a gradient to bring those in, um, so that they blend. But other than that, that is what we got for today's piece, y'all. At this time, I open the floor for everybody to ask questions. If you have any questions about today's piece, or if you have a question about being on the show, because I do allow guests on the show. So if anybody's interested, and we have any artists out there, anybody that's interested in doing art, make sure you guys send me a message. We'll schedule a day. We'll make sure you get all the supplies for the piece, and then we'll pour it on. At this time, the floor is now open for all your questions. And of course, I'll do a close up, you guys, so that you can see a better view of the piece before we finish the show. And I'm still just kind of seeing what other cells we can get from this. I'm ready for the actual tape to come off. I'm just ready for it to dry and get to the next step of it. If I'm being honest, but I know it's a process, and I know it takes it takes time. It ain't like it's just gonna be like you're done, But that's okay. Um, any questions before I close the box? And well, I'll close the box right now, and then you guys can ask any questions if you have any at this time. Um, in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and take the camera down and flip it so that you guys can see. Get the flip the camera and see what the cells look like. Got some of the blue and the turquoise, greens. That glob is on tape, so don't fret. And this is what we got around our bowl piece that we're gonna end up incorporating the logo underneath that. And like I said, we have this tape here separating. Once this dries, we're gonna go ahead and do like a gradient and blend the orange into the aqua. I'm gonna go ahead and do a gradient and blend that orange into the aqua. Um, I I do the white more so in the middle a lot of times, especially if I'm gonna do like lettering or an image that allows the image to pop a little bit more, and then the accent codes around it that will be incorporating the actual image itself won't be too much for the image. Try not to do dark colors and then do a dark image with the. Gotta have someone. I'm trying to fix this camera and it keeps tilting. But there you guys have it. And that is today's piece, you guys. I would love to show you last week's piece, everyone, but unfortunately, it has already departed and has found its home and is on the wall. If you looked at the the video from leading up to the show, you might have seen a picture of it. Uh, but yeah, it has found its home and is enjoyed very much so. I don't know why this thing won't hold. Okay, it wasn't tight. That's why. But that's what we do here, y'all. I do have some other things coming up here in the near future, as far as episodes go. Some of y'all seen me work on a saxophone piece on a piece of wood. I haven't finished it yet. I'm still working on getting that all mapped out. But that is definitely coming soon to an episode near you. Excuse me. Dry would have caught that quick. Probably would have caught it quick. Y'all minds me. I ain't even gonna go there. Yeah, that's where we at, y'all. That's where we at. We got a couple minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and play a little music before we get up out of here. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. And make sure you guys tap in with us next week. Same time. 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? Every Saturday, y'all, right here on the Tag app. What we did the pour from last week, y'all. You missed it to see what it looks like now that it's dry. Okay, that's what we did. Um, we're now working on the dolphin. As you can see, still got a ton more black areas. We got some lines to clean up a little bit, and then we'll get to the letter.